Hey, Gaylord here. Let's go over some of our simple rules. In this case, we're going to review the syllabus and then we'll take a look at some of the procedures for Zoom and how to slant in the classroom. Some AVID strategies that are really important. Well, let's begin with the simple idea of the syllabus. Okay, syllabus. There are 4 skills we have to master in 7th grade. In order to meet our Common Core standards for the state of California, we have to master the skills of reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Let's go over Zoom procedures. Now, you guys should be super familiar with this, but hey, it's always good to review. So here we go. Number 1, make sure that you are always respectful of the learning environment and yourself. Try not to distract yourself with other activities. I know that cell phone could be a problem, so just shut her off. In your Zoom, if you're a Zoomy kid, make sure that you check weekly on Google Classroom. This is where you can find your online binder that helps you to organize everything for the week, as well as your weekly activities, which you should be posting on My Homework app. Okay, remember that in your Zoom account, you should always have your first and last name so that you can easily be seen for attendance. Log on, of course, with your Martin Murphy School ID and email. Please use nonverbal communication, thumbs up, thumbs down, 1, 2, or 3, and of course your electronic hands up, thumbs up, question, tools. This will help the teacher to see when you need some help or if you're understanding with your smarty pants hat. Remember that the meeting is recorded. So that way you can go back and you can learn again if you need to reteach or if you just kind of missed something that day. So also keep in mind that since it's being recorded, it's really important for you to be on your best behavior. Mute your mic, please, and beware of what's going on in the video behind you. Participate in all activities to the best of your ability. Use your planner, either physical copy or online. And of course, use your classmates for peer mentoring. That's what they're there for. Okay, if all of these Zoom rules make sense, let's go take a look at how to slant. This is what I should physically be doing with my body when I am either in the classroom or at home Zooming. Slant is a strategy that we take from AVID, which helps to advance our independent learning. Okay, so slant means we're looking at the strategies that best engage students in active learning. How do I get better at learning? Okay, there's some simple key tools here. Number 1, slant really means I'm going to sit up. So do it right now. Give you a second. Sit up in your chair. There you go. All right, feel your shoulder blades against the chair. Good. Okay, now let's put on our listening ear. So in order to listen, we need to make sure that our brain is connected to what's being said. How do I do that? Well, it's not just about my ears. It's about my brain connecting to the information and processing what's being brought in. So I want to make sure that I am not only listening with my ears, but I'm engaging with my brain to ask and answer questions as I'm listening to the tutorial. An effective way of non-verbally communicating that you're listening actively is to nod and give non-verbals like, yeah, I got it. I totally understand. Or, ooh, slow it down. Do it one more time, yeah? And then track the speaker, because eye contact is really important. It's actually part of our state standards. Your ability to show your understanding when someone is communicating, to analyze it, and then to verbalize it. So track the speaker. That means if I'm over here, your eyes got to follow me. all the way around the classroom. Because eye contact is super important. Why do we do all this slant stuff? Okay, what is the whole purpose of this slant learning? Of course, we want you to learn in your best capability. That means don't compare yourself to somebody else, compare yourself to yourself. Get better. Track yourself. Learn what you set your goals as, and then motivate yourself to go past those goals. So use the data to help push yourself, challenge yourself. How do we do this? Okay, simple. We're going to sit up straight to help you stay alert and focused. Focus, 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 focus. When we actively listen, it really means that you're absorbing new information. Okay, your brain is this sponge, and we want to open up as many channels as we can in your brain. The younger you are, the more channels you have to open. So if we can get all those channels open now, later in life, you can use all those channels to expand your understanding. You don't cut yourself off short before you've reached your full potential. Okay, raise your hand when you have a question or response, right? That's kind of obvious. You've been doing that since you were a little kid. But also, while you're waiting for somebody to call on you, don't just sit there and be like, oh, I'm here, I have my hand. Be thinking actively. Be trying to anticipate the reaction to your question. Try to answer your own question, as someone else in the class would do. Be in your teacher's shoes and try to almost like anticipate, expect what they might say in response to your question. Nod. Okay, so again, we talked about those nonverbals, right? Because they really help the teacher to understand, but they also help you physically, kinetically to connect. Do you remember in the beginning of the school year, we talked about the 7 modalities? Okay, so there are 7 ways that we learn. We can be a visual, kinesthetic, we can be a textual learner, a musical learner. And so those ways of learning help us to better understand ourselves, right? But it's important that you also communicate your learning to your peers in the community as well as your educator. So whether it's the teacher or the student, right? I'm down at T. Whether it's teacher or another student or a group of students who is addressing you, have your eyes on the person who's talking. Literally, it's that simple. Looking at somebody can help you to better sponge up all that information that you're trying to absorb. When do I slant? Well, pretty much all the time, right? When I'm in a situation where I want to learn something new, where I'm picking up new information, I should be sitting up. I should be tracking the speaker, listening actively, asking questions, nodding along, and tracking the speaker. So when a teacher is lecturing, that's a great time. And that's kind of an obvious one, right? When someone's giving you instructions, do number 1, 2, 3. Great time to listen in our slant body position. But when other students are presenting, you always say that I learned so much from you guys because everybody has something new, some new perspective that I've never approached. And so when someone else is speaking, you might find out more information from a student and your teacher. And that's okay. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to learn from each other as mentors to each other. So some tips. Okay. You will see the poster in my classroom. It is listed for you just to remind you about SLANT. Okay. When I move around the classroom, I want you to track me. I'm monitoring to see whether or not you're engaging in what I'm asking you to do for Slant. You will see the visual clues in my classroom to reward you, as well as to remind you about interruption during lecture and discussion. And of course, when I'm listening to you, I'm actively asking, answering, and taking notes about what you say when we're in discussion. So don't forget, I'm here as well as your peers every time you give a discussion. All right, you guys, don't forget, what does SLANT stand for? SLANT, sit up, listen, ask and answer, nod, track the speaker. Let me hear it. SLANT means good work. All right, guys, Gaylord signing off.